What's up everybody, welcome back to the channel. It has been so incredibly long since I've done an unboxing video, but I finally have something that I really want to discuss because I love it so much and I want to show everybody. Today we're going to be discussing one of my favorite things ever, my favorite film franchises of all time, once again, the live action Resident Evil films starring Milla Jovovich, all 6 of them in this beautiful Steelbook Collection. Now, I have done a Blu-ray movie unboxing for the Resident Evil series before on my channel with the Japanese box, so I figured since I just got this and I think it's so fantastic, I wanted to show everybody. But I also wanted to talk about some of the other Resident Evil things in my collection because this collection builds itself as the ultimate collection, and I think it's so close to being there, but it's missing a few things. It's missing one thing at least from some of the old releases, and I just wanted to go over some of the old stuff anyway because I've got a lot of Resident Evil stuff in my collection, and I wanted to talk about it and ramble like I always do. So we'll get to this at the end of the video, but I think we're going to start off with some of the original Resident Evil DVD movies and go from there. So I will move this and be right back. Now, before we start in on the live action series, I understand that the movie universe of Resident Evil isn't only exclusive to the Milla Jovovich films. There are also some excellent CG animated films that more closely follow the stories of the games, and I do have those collected here. So the first Resident Evil movie I think I ever watched, even before the Milla Jovovich ones, was Resident Evil Degeneration. I found this DVD in a store for like $5. I didn't have a Blu-ray player at the time, so this was perfect. I was able to purchase it and enjoy the film just on DVD. And it's a really good movie. The animation has aged just a little bit, but I think overall it still holds up. The story is pretty decent. Leon and Claire team up once again to stop an outbreak, and it's enjoyable. It's really solid. Inside there is the Resident Evil Degeneration movie disc on DVD. We have an advertisement for my favorite game in the franchise, Resident Evil 5. Resident Evil Degeneration, a mobile game, which I actually forgot was a thing. I think it's like a light rail shooter, but on mobile phone. And then I always find these old advertisements cool to look at. The Blu-ray disc, little ad here. So this is just a standard DVD release of the film. Overall, I really enjoyed this one. I really liked the dub outtakes at the end, and they actually reanimate some of the movie to go with the outtakes.
What are you trying to say? That Leon is interested in Angela?
What are you talking about? They're getting married. Oh, Leon, of course I'm coming to your wedding.
But yeah, Resident Evil Degeneration on DVD, one of my first outreaches into the Resident Evil. I think by this time I had played Resident Evil 1 Remake and Resident Evil 4 in the GameCube. So I knew of these characters and I knew some of the story, but it was fun to watch this. This one I came into possession later on. I bought this on eBay, but it's the Resident Evil Degeneration Blu-ray Steelbook, because it dawned on me at some point that Degeneration was the only Resident Evil film in my collection that didn't have a Blu-ray, and I said, well, if I ever want to binge watch it, I don't want to watch it on DVD. So I ended up buying this Blu-ray. I believe when it came out, this was a Walmart exclusive. It's got a beautiful reflective sheen on it. The back has some nice artwork from a scene in a film, I think from the plane crash, because I'm not looking at it quite directly. And then inside we have the Resident Evil Degeneration movie Blu-ray, and we have the Resident Evil Program Alice activated bonus disc. Now, I forget exactly what's on this disc, but I feel like it's an advertisement for one of the live action movies, I'm pretty sure. Super cool. I'll have to pop that in. It's just on the DVD, but I think that's really cool to have. So I'll have to pop that in afterwards and maybe put a little note as to what that is in the video. But super cool Blu-ray. The Steelbook is gorgeous. I had to have this. And now that makes the next one in my collection, sadly, the only Resident Evil movie that I own that isn't in the Steelbook. So somebody's got to put out a 4K Steelbook for Damnation at some point. Maybe do a collection of the animated films like they did with that new 4K set with Mila. That would be awesome. This Blu-ray case has the locking mechanism, which I'm not in love with, but it's fine. This movie has Leon returning and Ada Wong, who's his on-again, off-again love interest slash rival. And inside, we have the Resident Evil Damnation disc on Blu-ray with a liquor. We have the advertisement for Resident Evil 6 when that first came out. And a Sony Rewards thingy, which I'm sure is long old. Ooh, it has Underworld on the front. I love that franchise as well, because I'm into the cheesy action schlock. And it contains the Ultraviolet code, which I'm sure also is long expired. What does it say? 2014, yeah. And the Resident Evil Collection on Blu-ray. And this even came out before Resident Evil Retribution. So this only has the first 4 films. So that's an old release. And then they did a collection with Retribution, and then they did 3 collections now with all 6 movies. 1 on Blu-ray and 2 on 4K. But here's the Resident Evil Damnation Blu-ray. This is a solid film as well. I really like this character. Forget what his name is right now, but really enjoyable. The next one, Resident Evil Vendetta, I believe this came out in 2016. This is the Best Buy exclusive Steelbook. Like I said, Damnation's the only film that doesn't have a Steelbook yet. So hurry up, Sony. I want to buy that on Steelbook. But here's the J card. We have Leon and a, what are the dogs called? Cerberus. Zombie dogs are Cerberus. And this is in 4K and then also includes bonus Blu-ray and the movie on Blu-ray with some special features on that. And this has the villain after he's been mutated. Sorry for spoilers, but they put him right in the front. This is another one of the villains, but the main villain is on the front. Inside, we have the Resident Evil Vendetta Blu-ray, and I believe I put that out in front because when I purchased this set, I didn't have a 4K Blu-ray player. So I will be rectifying this today. Vendetta. Ooh, you know what? Oh no, this one has a stack pack, Sony. But this is fine. So what's going to happen is the Vendetta 4K is going to go in front. The bonus Blu-ray is going to go in the back, like it was, so that it can sit on the flat plastic case. An ad for 4K Blu-ray. If this has a digital code, I believe I already gave it away to a friend, so, but I don't think it's in here. And some other films. Salt with Angelina Jolie. I almost said Angela Jolie. Here's Leon and Chris inside of this Steelbook. Lovely artwork. And we're going to put the bonus disc in the back. We're going to put the Blu-ray film right on top of that because I care if the least if this one gets scratched. Barely sits on that spindle. And then the Resident Evil Vendetta 4K, which really bland disc artwork on these, but at least these two discs kind of go together. And that's Vendetta. This one had a really weird story. It was something to where like the zombies would be able to come back to life if they got the they'd turn back into regular people if they got the antidote in the air. But Chris and Leon were still like killing them, shooting them through the head and stuff. I don't think they can come back from that. But it was weird. That one had a lot of like gun fu in it, but maybe they were trying to channel Mila with that movie, so it's okay. And then the final two in the CG universe I haven't watched yet. So this is not a film. This is a mini-series, Resident Evil Infinite Darkness. I want to say like it started off, they wanted to do a film, and it ended up turning into 4, I think, episodes. But I still got this on Blu-ray because it was a Netflix exclusive for a while. And I'm not subscribed to Netflix, so I don't care about streaming. Here's the artwork, exact same as a slipcover. And then on the inside, just a blank background and the Infinite Darkness disc with the same art. So I'll have to get around to watching this. I heard this one is pretty good, of course, like all of the other CG films. And the final CG film that I haven't watched yet is Resident Evil Death Island. And this one is going to be notable because it's the first time Leah and Jill are meeting. And they've been characters since the first 2 games, and finally, like, what, 30, almost 30 years later, maybe more than 30 years, I don't know exactly, but they're finally meeting, and I think Claire is also involved in this film. Here's the J card, yeah, so we got Chris, Jill, Rebecca, I think, pretty sure Rebecca, let me check. I'm pretty sure that's Miss Becky there. Claire and Leon. A whole crew coming together for the first time in a long time. Or ever. Here's the Best Buy exclusive Steelbook. Again, on the front. Beautiful shot of a licker on the back jumping through some prison cells. I believe this movie takes place on Alcatraz Island. We have a Movies Anywhere code in here that I'm just not going to show because I forget if I gave the code away. And then on the inside, we have the liquor again on the disc. And then we have Jill and Leon on the inside. Really cool for the meeting for the first time. And yeah, awesome artwork here. So I'm excited to watch this one because I do enjoy all of the CG films, and it's the only film left that I haven't seen for Resident Evil at all, actually. So looking forward to that. But that's not why you guys were here. You were here probably for the live action stuff. So let's finally get into those live action movies, my favorite. One sec. Okay, now I want to preface by stating the first time I ever watched the live action films, I watched them on a 4-pack DVD, which included Resident Evil, Apocalypse, Extinction, and Afterlife in one DVD Amaray case. And I went through all of my collection and I could not find that anywhere. So it's possible that I got rid of it because there are times when I do get rid of films. Not often, but sometimes I do. And I think that one went bye-bye. So, but I do have some films here. I have Resident Evil, the original, on the special edition DVD. It's got some stickers on it from the like used shop that it came from. And I got this. I didn't actually buy it. I'm pretty sure it's the same case with this, Apocalypse and Extinction, but I got these DVDs at a church yard sale that I was helping out at. And at the end of the event, a lot of the DVDs hadn't sold. So I ended up taking everything home with me that didn't sell because it was just all going to go to Salvation Army. And they figured I would enjoy it. And I did. I watched this for the first time on that 4-pack DVD. And I figured, well, this would be better to have than that DVD because it's, you know, it's on its own disc and it's going to look better. And I'm just trying to hide the sticker where the shop came from because it has the address and y'all don't need to know where I live. I do usually keep all of the stickers and stuff on a disc just because it shows its history. It's pretty cool to see, you know, where it came from and what it's been through. So we have the Resident Evil on the DVD. It has a nice artwork on the back of the eyes that are on the poster, but without Mila and Michelle Rodriguez in the front. And this DVD also comes with a nice little folding poster here with some information. It's not really a poster. This little booklet, only 2 pages, but better than nothing. It's got the scene selections. So pretty standard stuff for back in the day. But I end up keeping this DVD because I love Resident Evil, and it's got a very nice hollow foil shine on the letters. Now the next DVD I really like, Resident Evil Apocalypse. This is also the special edition, and this one has a plastic clear slipcover that I'll remove in a moment. And I think most of the text is on this slipcover, so that means that the disc underneath doesn't have a lot of artwork on it, or it doesn't have like any impeding text and stuff. So that's cool. But one of the main reasons I keep this DVD around, besides the cool packaging, is because this contains the gag reel from in the outtakes from the actors. And I watched Resident Evil Apocalypse last night on the 4K Blu-ray, and there was no gag reel, and it wasn't on the Blu-ray either, so they must have removed it at some point. I think in the new set, all of the Blu-rays are carbon copies of the old ones. Here's an ad for Resident Evil 4 when that first came out, and some other movies. Here's the original artwork for this is the deluxe edition Resident Evil artwork. I think that's really awesome. Maybe I'll find that eventually at a thrift store. But yeah, there was no gag reel, and the gag reel is really funny. I love the part where Alice is picking up the phone. She's like, "Pierre, is this you?"
Pierre. Oh, Pierre. Who is this? Who the fuck is this? Pierre, is this you?
And it's a shame it's not on the new release, but it is on this DVD. Pretty sure it's on this disc. And there is no reversible artwork on the Apocalypse DVD, but I do keep this around. Here's the slip by itself. So you can see it's got these cool bands of light here that are on it, and the back. So really nice DVD edition that I keep just because it's got that 1-2 minute bonus feature, and I like how it looks. And then Resident Evil Extinction came with the other two. It says it's the widescreen special edition. I'm sure it was. There's nothing really special about it packaging wise, so that you can see the disc here. It's just, I like the artwork on it a lot. Alice with the crows, but it's just a bland bare bones DVD edition. I do have another standalone release that I bought later of Resident Evil Apocalypse. This is on the Zavvi exclusive Steelbook. It's the Blu-ray Steelbook. I'm pretty sure I bought this after my first Blu-ray collection, which I'll show off in a second. Here's the J card. I was just like, oh, it must have been on sale, because I ended up adding it to my order. I went and checked, and they only made about 2,000 of these, it said. On the back they have the Nemesis. Alice is on the front, which I didn't mention. And then the inside we have Resident Evil Apocalypse with a nice blue disc. And I think hiding behind this is the Umbrella logo. Yeah. Pretty good. I love this artwork, so I do keep this one around. At this point, I had watched the first 3 on DVD that I owned. No, I watched the first 4 because I had that stupid 4-pack and they were all in the same disc and it was terrible. But I watched them and I liked them, so I think I ended up watching... I watched the 5th one. I think I got it from the library and I watched it. And then I bought the Blu-ray collection, my first Blu-ray collection with all of the films. And I hadn't yet seen, if I'm remembering this right, I hadn't yet seen the final chapter, but I did talk about it in my unboxing video. And that was for the Biohazard Ultimate Complete Box. And that's a 10-disc Blu-ray set that came out in Japan. And here's the wraparound. And the fun thing about this Blu-ray set is that this box set has an interior that's designed like the laser room. And it has a clear plastic slip that you can slip inside of this. And it makes it look like Alice is inside of the laser room, which I think is super cool. I don't know how well it'll show up. Maybe in the light you'll see it. But I think that's super awesome. I've got a full video on this. I put the flashlight in the top so you can see it a little bit better. So I'm not going to go super in-depth into this set, but I still very much enjoy the packaging, and it's Resident Evil, so it's not going anywhere from my collection. So I had bought this set because it was the easiest way for me to get all of the movies upgraded to Blu-ray, and I knew that because it was a 10-disc set, I wouldn't be missing out on a lot of the bonus features. I can't remember if this set has the gag reel for 2 on it or not, but I do still enjoy this set. I think it's beautifully... it looks beautiful. It's not the best crafted, and I think I complained about that a little in my original video, and I still stand by that because it's a little bit like wobbly and flimsy, but I still enjoy it. And then I ended up getting my 4K Blu-ray player, which is my PS5 for the moment. And this one is kind of fun because it specifically says it's like the PS5 4K movie essentials. Probably because it's Sony made, all of these are owned by Sony, so they're like, hey, these are the best movies you can get for PS5. It says it right on the front. And I believe them. I know a lot of other people don't think so. But this is a nice 4K box set. It's going to be hard for me to show it all in the viewfinder. But here's the J card. You've got the synopsis for the 6 movies back here. Well, not really the synopsis, but it shows you what special features are in these. I don't think this has the gag reel, so I'm keeping that DVD for life. But here it is, and I like this set. I think this one I think is well crafted. You got the top here with the Resident Evil limited edition 4K Ultra HD plus Blu-ray collection, which is a mouthful, and it's kind of got this just like same vibes all around it. And then the top of it slides off like so, and then inside we have all of the Blu-rays, or the 4Ks and the Blu-rays. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull these out one by one so that we can look at them. Resident Evil. Got Alice here in the classic pose with the gun. They do something a little bit weird with the Steelbook set with this artwork. I think that it reuses all of the same artworks and poses. But we've got, as you can see, the artwork on the discs is exactly the same. And then in the back, there's some zombie art. So let me go ahead and take these out. And then you can see the background artwork. Like so. And a lot of people, when this set came out, they did complain because they wanted to have... If you've seen the Underworld 4K box set, that one has a similar vibe where it pulls out of the top comes off, but inside are full slip covers and amaray cases for the movies, and each movie has its own, and this one just has these little mini digipacks basically, and a lot of people would rather have the amaray case, probably myself included, but this is what we got, and I'm happy enough with these. I think they look good and they serve the packaging well. At the very least, they do have a plastic sleeve with spindles, unlike some collections which would just come with a little slot for you to slide the disc into the cardboard, and that's always awful. I always hate that packaging. So you can see the background of Apocalypse. We have Nemesis and this crazy explosion going on back here. Very cool looking. Resident Evil Extinction with the green color palette, which I always thought was strange for Extinction because the whole world is dead, and yet they're going with... See, it looks... People have said this is yellow. I guess I can see yellow, but sometimes I look at it and I see green. And of course green is like the essence of life and rejuvenation. And Extinction, the whole movie is a desert. So, I just thought it was strange. But right now I'm looking at it and I see yellow. But it could be the lighting that I'm in. But I've always thought it was a bit weird that like the first Resident Evil movie didn't have the red. But because like the original poster artwork was always red and the first DVD was red and stuff. But I think they made it blue because the laser scene. Because that scene is very influential. It even influenced the games in Resident Evil 4, the original, where Leon jumps through the lasers. Resident Evil Afterlife with the clone of Alice on the front here, with her hair slicked back. And the back has some umbrella soldiers. And then the inner artwork is Alice, running from a group of zombies on the roof of the prison that they end up in this film. Can't believe I called her Jill. I'm such a fake fan. I couldn't remember the name of Resident Evil Retribution a few minutes ago either. Speaking of which, here it is. Retribution. Now this one, this color scheme I completely agree with. The dark blue is perfect for the Umbrella Laboratory setting. Really cool helicopter scene. And this one, Jill comes back. Again, played by Sienna Guillory, who played her in the second movie. And people would say that they'd rather have the model for Jill play her, which I can agree with, but I think Sienna Guillory does a really good job as Jill. And if they were to go back to a Mila movie, which I kind of hope... I'm not... Okay, so, like, they don't have to go back to the Mila Jovovich movies universe, but, like, Welcome to Raccoon City was fucking awful. And I think it's because they acted like they wanted to adapt the games, but then, like, they did adapt the games, but they half adapted the games, and they changed so much about the characters that it was just bizarre. And then the final chapter. I hated Welcome to Raccoon City. Not a fan of that one at all. And then there's that. And then we have a little booklet that comes with the set. And I lost my sticker. It's on the floor. But they have the special features that comes with it and everything for each movie. There's some more nice artwork on the inside. So yeah, I like the set well enough. It also came with this sticker. Watch 4K Ultra HD movies PS5. Nice clean artwork, nice clean presentation for these films in this box set, so I am happy with it. Oh, I forgot my sticker again. I'll lose it for real if I don't put it in there. I would rather have a set constructed like the Underworld set, but here it is. They'll have a cool little color that you can see. You got like a nice Resident Evil rainbow. And that's kind of continued with the next set. But before we do, one more thing to discuss that I'm not happy about having. Why the fuck did I buy this? Probably because the steelbook's nice. Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City. 4K Ultra HD with Blu-ray and digital. Fuck this movie. All of its stupid scenes. This is probably why I bought it too. 5 collectible art cards. You know what? They're still in the shrink wrap. I'm not taking these out. I'm not opening that. Here's the stupid inside with oh my god, what's her name? The monster that they added back to Resident Evil 1 remake. I can't even think of her name right now. And then admittedly this cool one with the umbrella and the eyeball. But that one, the Resident Evil like umbrella eye is so Alice coded. I don't know why they would put it in here. And then this art splatter, which reminds me of Overlord, that zombie movie from 2018, I think. This reminds me of that. But yeah, this movie was terrible. I hate what it did to Leon. It made like Wesker a begrudging villain. Like he wasn't really evil, but he's like, I don't really even fucking remember. And then there was like a fist fight scene with Lisa Trevor. There was a fist fight scene between Lisa Trevor and fucking in a liquor. And I'm like, that would be something I expect to see with a Mila movie, but not with this. This was supposed to be Resident Evil. Like this was supposed to be pure Resident Evil. And they butchered the Jill sandwich. They butchered the Jill sandwich line. They butchered a bunch of other stupid stuff that they tried to incorporate. I didn't hate every idea that this film had, but it just didn't work. And like they go to the Spencer Mansion, and Spencer Mansion looked like a fucking bad set. Like it looked really tiny and undersized, mostly CG, because it probably was. I hope we do not get a sequel to this film. They don't need to go back to the Alice storyline, but I hope we do not get another Welcome to Raccoon City Like, and for all of the films too that they could have adapted, like, why would you adapt 1 and 2 at the same time? There's way too much happening story-wise in order to adapt it properly. If anything, they should have given us a really good Resident Evil 1 movie. Then, if they want to, they can combine Resident Evil 2 and 3, because those take place on the same night. And then maybe, like, they could do a Code Veronica movie. That would be cool. Resi 4 movie. I think they've shot it, though, because I do not want to see Leon the way that they portrayed him again, unless he wises up. And I don't think that's going to happen. So, fuck Welcome to Raccoon City. It's the worst. It's worse than the worst of the Mila movies. And I'm saying that for real. I'm being totally dead ass right now. Fuck Welcome to Raccoon City. But anyways, let's get into the reason why I'm making this video in the first place. The Resident Evil Mila Jovovich 4K collection. Here is the wraparound huge J card. And if you order this, it's pretty pricey. It's like $170, I think. But if you order this, don't worry, because even though the case is metal, it comes with a box inside of the box. So it's shrink wrapped inside of its own shipping box to keep it safe from dents and scratches. And the only issue I had was that whoever assembled my set didn't put one of the discs onto the spindle the best, and I just had to secure it down. But Blu-rays are scratch resistant, so there should be no issues. Here's the side. It's just the Umbrella logo, nice and clean. The top is the Resident Evil 6 movie collection. And then the other side is Umbrella logo again, and the bottom is red. Is that a scratch? Or I think it's a little scratch. That's okay. These things are scratch magnets, so just be careful with this set. And then on the inside with steelbooks, we have another Resident Evil rainbow. I think it's beautiful, and they match the same colors as last time. And you know what? Now that I'm looking at it, Extinction looks a lot more yellow to me now. But again, it could be the light. So let's just get into them. Resident Evil 1. And the weird thing about this is that in all of the artwork, they kind of crop out the guns. And like on the steelbook on the bottom, you can see the gun that she's holding here. So I don't think they tried to crop them out necessarily, but I don't think she would have fit on the spread properly, because they want her front and center. In the original pose, she's holding a gun over here, and I don't think she would have fit properly on this the way they wanted to. They'd have to crop out the gun and make it look awkward, so I think what they did here with photoshopping the arm behind is fine. The back is just the blue Umbrella logo without her. On the inside, we have, the first one only, they have this little card that shows you all of the movies and their colors. Blank on the back. And on the inside, with the discs, we have Alice on this first disc on the 4K. The Blu-ray just has the Umbrella logo. The only thing I complain about this set is that I wish the second disc of each set had like a side character. So Rain would have been perfect to put on this disc, or one of the other characters like Kaplan, or Matt would have been cool as well. Matt is very underrepresented on the artwork in the first movie. I don't think he's ever been used on a poster. So when I was taking pictures of these steelbooks, the camera picked up on Alice's face, it recognized it as a face. And I think that just shows how crispy the artwork is. A lot of people will take issue in the fact that these are kind of samey, because they all have the same weathering pattern on the steelbooks, but I think it just makes it, I think it keeps them in line with each other, and they're very cohesive. Resident Evil Apocalypse has her Apocalypse look, obviously, with the middle part. We have the orange, tomato orange color for this Resident Evil Biohazard Umbrella logo. I've been filming for too long. And then the disc artwork, we got Mila on the first one, and the Blink Umbrella logo on the back. And the inner artwork for this, sublime with the motorcycle crashing through the stained glass window in the church. One of the best films in the best scenes in the movie. My favorite. She's so badass when she shows up, and Jill is like, "Who the fuck are you?" It's Alice, bitch. It's Alice. Resident Evil Extinction with the yellowish greenish color scheme. I really like her look in this film. I like the way that her hair is like cut. Cool outfit as well. The clean umbrella logo. And then on the inside, the disc is her peeking out. On the side, standard clean umbrella logo here in green or yellow, whatever. And then really cool shot with the decayed zombies. The zombies look amazing in this movie until they get to the ones that are like lab manufactured, because they all look the same. But the zombies overall in this movie look really disgusting. Like, they look like they've been decaying for 15 years in the desert. And love that. So, like, again, you can see the bottoms of her guns here, but I think they just wanted to make her front and center in all of these. So cropping and like photoshopping out her gun in the first one kind of makes sense in that case. Resident Evil Afterlife has a blood red maroon scheme with clone Alice and her swords. Iconic. The clean logo. There's the 4K disc. Alice peeking out here. I guess they could have used different poses for Alice on the discs, but it's totally fine. Cool shot of the Umbrella Legion that the clones fight at the beginning of the movie. Very nice. I really like Afterlife a lot. I just wish I had a little bit less slow motion during the action scenes. But because of the color scheme, I think this is one of my favorites in the box set. And I think my favorite one might be Retribution, because I love this dark blue, and I love her outfit in this movie. It's so clean and cool. Dark blue background. Unfortunately, this is like the steelbook case on this set for me that closes the worst. Something about it just seems loose on one of the attachments, but steelbooks just seem to have that problem sometimes. I really wish oh, here's the, if I didn't show you. I wish that Scanavo or whoever runs Steelbook would like sell these interior plastic linings so that if one doesn't work right, you could pop it out and replace it. And that would be able to keep these Steelbooks. Because if you're not a Steelbook collector, you don't know, but the only way to repair them with a new plastic lining is to buy a donor Steelbook, rip it apart, and use that. Like, you have to like Frankenstein monster your steelbooks if you want to fix them. And the final Resident Evil, the final chapter, or as they call it in Japan, Biohazard the final, has a nice red again, but it's more of like a pinky kind of tone. Nice shot of Jill. Somebody had mentioned this on the Blu-ray.com forums, I think, that this is like a Photoshop of a different head on top of this body. But I think it looks good enough. I think they did a good enough job doing the Photoshop, because they wanted to have her looking right at you. Here's the 4K disc. And the inner artwork is this red-toned Alice shooting at, I want to say Dr. Isaacs, probably. Or it could be anything. I haven't watched this one. This is probably the least watched one. Just because, like, you have to watch all of the other ones to get to it, and sometimes I stop in the middle of, like, a watch fest, and I don't get to it. But the editing also is a little bit more hectic in the final chapter, and it's not my favorite. So, as you can tell, I am completely obsessed with these films, and if they were to release another Resident Evil 4K set with nice packaging, I would probably buy that too. But that's my Resident Evil collection. I have way too much stuff, and I look forward to purchasing more soon. Not soon, in the future. Hopefully purchasing more of my favorite film franchise of all time. if you are all Resident Evil'd out and you can't Resident Evil anymore, or you've watched all the films too many times and you want to watch something else good, I would highly recommend the Underworld movies. All of those are supreme action schlock with a vampire werewolf twist. All of those are really beautiful looking with their 4K presentation. So highly recommend all of those. If you're looking for something else cool with Milla Jovovich, I would recommend Ultraviolet. This is the Japanese Blu-ray, which has the director's cut of the film. The only other way to watch the director's cut is to get it on DVD in the States. Hopefully one day somebody will pick up this movie and get the director's cut out there in high definition, because this is a really cool release. The only issue is, like, it has English subtitles for the scene when they're speaking Italian or whatever, but there's no way to watch the movie and just have them on for that scene, so you have to turn them on and off manually. But the director's cut adds in like 7 to 9 minutes worth of plot related stuff, and it makes the movie much more enjoyable to watch, because it gives meaning to those awesome action sequences. Like, at the end of this, there's like a flaming sword duel, and it's the coolest shit ever. But like, if you're not invested in the story, I guess it wouldn't matter to some people, but they do some cool stuff with the story in this film, even though the effects aren't the best, and it's really not like a great movie. But I think the director's cut just makes it a much more enjoyable viewing experience. So there's my crazy 50-minute long video on Resident Evil. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I am kind of tired out from doing this, to be honest. But I'll hopefully see you guys again soon with another unboxing video. Wait until I get anything else cool that I might want to show you guys in a video. Alright, thank you so much for watching my channel. Hope you have a great night.